You are still holding a small thing. A reply you never sent. A sentence someone said that you have been turning over since noon. A task that is not even important, that you keep meaning to close and keep not closing, so it sits in the back of your mind like a tab left open in a browser you cannot find. The day handed you 100 of these. Most of them you forgot. A few of them you are still carrying right now, lying here, long after they stopped mattering to anyone but you. This is not about the big things. The big things have their own gravity and they will keep. This is about the small ones, the petty unfinished, the half-won argument you replayed and won again, the thread you meant to tie off. Tonight is not about solving it. It is about the harder, quieter discipline of letting it drop. We are taught all day to add, to pick things up, to take them on, to acquire one more skill, one more open loop, one more thing we are responsible for. The whole architecture of an ambitious life is built on accumulation, and most of the time that serves you. But there is an old line that turns the whole thing over, and it has waited 25 centuries to reach you at exactly this hour. Lao Tzu wrote it in the Tao Te Ching, and in the Old English of James Legge it reads almost the way you would whisper it to yourself. He who devotes himself to learning seeks from day to day to increase his knowledge. He who devotes himself to the Tao seeks from day to day to diminish his doing. Sit with the second half of that, to diminish his doing, from day to day, not all at once, not in some grand renunciation, but as a daily practice of subtraction, exactly the way you learn to add. There is a discipline of getting more, and there is a discipline of carrying less, and the second one nobody trained you in. The Tao does not ask you to solve the day, it asks you to put parts of it down. The small things especially, because the small things are what your mind clings to when the big work is done, as if it needs something, anything, to keep gripping. This is what the Taoists meant by Wu Wei, by effortless action, the doing that comes from not doing. It sounds passive, it is not. Anyone can keep adding, keep replying, keep fixing, keep refining the thing nobody asked you to refine. That is the easy momentum of a tired mind. To deliberately stop, to let a thing be unfinished and unwon and simply over, takes more discipline than finishing it would. Subtraction is the harder skill. The Buddhist teacher Pema Chodron comes at the same truth from a gentler door. Her whole teaching is about loosening the grip, about what happens when you stop trying to fix every feeling and every thought the moment it arrives. She points to the thing we resist most, which is that things do not really get solved the way we want them to. They come together and they fall apart, and the mind that demands a clean resolution before it will rest is a mind that will simply never rest because the day will not give it one. There is always a loose thread. There is always one more small thing. So she teaches you to make room instead, not to clench around the discomfort of the unfinished, but to let there be space around it, to stop bracing against the groundlessness of a day that ended without being tied off. You do not have to like the loose ends. You only have to stop pulling at them. That loosening is not resignation. It is a practice repeated night after night, the same way Lao Tzu meant it. From day to day, something dropped. Put the two together and the night has a shape. The Tao gives you the discipline, the daily diminishing, the deliberate subtraction of doing. Pema gives you the tenderness, the room around what you could not finish. One says drop it, the other says it is safe to, and both agree on what your accumulating mind refuses to believe, that letting the small things go is not the failure to handle them. It is the higher skill. Notice why the small things are the hardest to release. The big ones you can name, and a thing you can name you can set on a shelf until morning. But the small ones are slippery. They sit beneath the threshold of importance, so you never quite decide to deal with them, which means you also never quite decide to let them go. They just hover, and a mind with 100 hovering things cannot find the floor to rest on. The discipline of subtraction is the decision to stop reaching for them. To say of the reply and the half-argument and the open tab, not now and not tonight, and to mean it. You are not abandoning your life by doing this. You are practicing the other half of it, the half that was always there beside the gathering waiting. From day to day something acquired, from day to day something dropped. Tonight is a dropping night. The acquiring can have you at dawn, it cannot have you now. So tonight, let subtraction be the last discipline of the day. I let go of the small things I never finished, and I stop pretending they are emergencies. I stop fixing the thought that keeps coming back, and I let it pass without being solved. I subtract one thing and then another until my mind is quieter than my day was. I loosen my grip on the loose ends, and I let them stay loose until morning. I make room for the day to be unfinished, and I stop bracing against it. There is nothing left to pick up now, so let the hand that was gripping all day go soft. Let the small things slip off one by one. The reply in the open tab and the sentence you kept turning over, none of them yours to carry past this dark. All of them drop the way the Tao says to drop. From day to day something diminished until there is only the breath and the weight of the blanket and the quiet that does not ask you to finish anything. The loose ends left loose and the day left unsolved, and that being. At last, allowed room around all of it instead of your hands around its throat. And somewhere past this sleep there is a morning that will ask the opposite discipline, the one that sorts what is actually yours to act on from what is not. The hour Epictetus and William McRaven hand you, the mirror of this letting go, where you take up only what belongs to you and spend the hour you actually have. But that is the morning's work and not yours tonight. For tonight the only thing left to do is the one thing you have been refusing all day, which is nothing, gently, on purpose, until you are asleep. Begin disciplined and reflective.